So Eswatini, on a more serious point, they come and say, we are supposed to get the maize seed variety called SC719, 719, by our distributor or from our distributor in Eswatini. Now, this distributor has failed to supply us with this seed because they are saying they don't have enough stocks. And if we don't plant now, it means there will be hunger next year because we will not have grain. And maize is the staple of Eswatini. So that is now serious issues, hunger. So we say, well, but what's the problem? How do we come in as a competition authority? They say this distributor is the only one allowed to distribute this SC719, which is a preferred maize variety in Eswatini. Exclusively, no one else can distribute. But when we went to the supplier, who is Zamseed Zambia refused to give us the seed. Zamseed Zambia said, we have a distributor, go and deal with that in Eswatini. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you are following. This was a similar issue in Heineken, in Castell, in Diageo, except that one was not a crisis. In the spare parts I spoke about, oh no, you can't deal with us, go to the distributor. Now this is hunger, this is food. And we're dealing with a sovereign government. So the sovereign government says this distributor, the exclusive distributor of Zamseed Zambia, here in Eswatini, is telling us they do not have enough stock of this maize. If we don't plant, our people are dead next year. So we've gone to the supplier directly in Zambia, and the supplier has told us, go back to our distributor. That is again which I spoke about, absolute territorial restriction. Why are you restricting passive sales? Someone who voluntarily comes all the way from Eswatini to your country, Zambia, manages to move all these thousands of kilometers, and they are saying we'll bear even the cost of transportation. You tell them, go back to Eswatini, we have a distributor there. So the commission said that cannot happen. It is absolute territorial restriction. It threatens food security of Eswatini. It is anti-competitive. But look, you saw I spoke about Heineken, Diageo, and Castell, which investigations started in 2021. They only ended in 2025. Having started a full-fledged investigation on those companies that had behaved like that to the detriment of Eswatini as a country, at the threat of food insecurity, if it took all these years, what would have our investigation been worth? Because then people would have died of hunger. So the authority, competition authorities also have mechanisms of achieving the same end. Sometimes you end in you engage in what is called advocacy, because an investigation would need to, in fact, demonstrate that that distributor and Zamseed are actually dominant in that market. If they are not, then there's no case. But to establish that takes time. So the issue was about averting the risk and danger to food insecurity in Eswatini. So we caught all the parties involved, told them of the dangers of what they were doing. It was anti-competitive. They risked being fined. And that worked, because Zamseed Zambia, together with their partners called Lima Grain in South Africa, which is a consortium that has given exclusive distribution to this Eswatini company, agreed to remove those restrictive clauses in the agreement in Eswatini. They agreed, in fact, to open distribution to others, and they agreed to give the seed to the government in Eswatini. And they even agreed to introduce new seed varieties in Eswatini, which would just be as preferable and, if not even superior, to the SC719 that Eswatini was talking about. And to make sure they had done that, we asked them to submit on oath, on an affidavit, that they have removed those clauses. So they did that, and all those documents are with us and also with the government of Eswatini. Hunger averted, a competition authority intervened, maize was planted. We believe Eswatini has even harvested since this is now October.